guys. Well, happy October, happy spooky season, happy almost Halloween. I love October, even though I live in an area that doesn't really have fall, which is a huge bummer. But I grew up in an area that had fall, so fall will always be in my heart, as will October. I got my spooky witch. Isn't she cute? She says trick or treat. Got my spooky witch t-shirt on, and I am here to show you my collection of vintage Halloween. So, it's a little sporadic. A lot of it is, I don't know, like I would say maybe 3/4 of it is thrifted or gathered, and then everything else is stuff that I have purposely ordered myself online. Generally what I like to do is maybe pick one thing every year to order myself online. So, you know, splurge a little bit sometimes. I'll show you what I got last year. It's really awesome. And I'll talk about what I'm interested in getting this year. So, haven't done it yet. I'm kind of running late this year, honestly. The fact that I have all this stuff sitting around me is pretty crazy because usually by October 1st, I have everything up. So this is clearly not my year. Well, is it anyone's year? No. But I'm still super excited to show you everything, and hopefully after this video, it's not too late and I can start decorating. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started. The first few things I have picked up at estate sales and thrift stores. So I got 2 of these little ceramic pumpkins. So I will say, I try very hard to only incorporate vintage into my Halloween decor. So it is a challenge to find vintage Halloween. Like, it's hard, guys. So my collection isn't that big because I really am picky about what I pick up. So if I grab it, then it speaks to me. So I found 2 of these guys. I found that guy, maybe even 3. I don't know if I have a third one. I can't remember. But they're really cute at an estate sale. So I just kind of use them as decor. There's something creepy about them, but also cute. I don't know, but I'm feeling it. So those I found at an estate sale. This is a little Enesco tea light guy. So I picked him up. Sometimes it's hard to tell if Halloween is vintage or not. So I try to only pick up stuff that I'm like sure is vintage. So this guy had his little Enesco sticker, so he's not super old, but he is vintage. Then this one's probably my favorite. He's Hager, and I found him at an antique mall, so that was a really exciting find. I love the finish on this guy, and he has his little Hager USA on the bottom, and he's really cool. So I found that a couple of years back, and that was a really good find. I also have, I don't know, it's not a huge collection, but I do have a little collection of fairy lamps. So all of the ones, let's see, I have I think 3 green and then a whole bunch of amber. And then all of the other colors that I found, I sell. So I sold like a blue one, a clear one, and a pink one. But most of the amber ones that I find that are different, I keep because I do like to use them. I use them year round, but they look really cool for Halloween. So those are in the hutch up behind me. And this guy, the big hutch china cabinet, I guess is what it technically is called, but I'm gonna clear it all out. I think that's why I haven't decorated yet, because it is like, in order to decorate, I have to put a lot of stuff away, and it's an undertaking to say the least. So all of that stuff goes away pretty much from now until after Christmas, because after, you know the drill, right? Like after Halloween, we do Thanksgiving, and then of course Christmas is big, big, big. So it's that time of year, guys. All right. So that being said, I do keep my Fenton fairy lamps when I find the owls. So I have found 2 out thrifting. I found this blue guy. And I also have this green guy. So I am just missing the custard glass, and I'm so mad at myself because I actually found it at a thrift store a few years back, but I think they wanted like 20 bucks for it, and I was like, no, I'm not paying $20 for that. But if I were to buy it on eBay, it's probably like 35 plus shipping, so I probably should have just spent the 20 bucks at the local thrift store, but what can you do? Sometimes their prices are ridiculous. Both of those guys I found for like cheap, like real thrift store prices. So that was a positive. Last year I bought this little guy at our local antique mall. So he's not super old. I'm thinking he's like 90s. But he's just really cute. He hangs up. I don't have tons of blow molds because I don't really have like a lot of space to put them. I don't know. I don't know if I would want to like keep them in my garage because it gets really hot here. So I would worry that they're just gonna melt basically. So I only have blow molds that I can keep with the rest of my Halloween decor, which is air conditioned, and also that I can put around like the inside of my house, I guess is the best way to describe it. Okay. So I found a couple of these old tiki lamp blow molds, and I just really loved the graphic. I thought they were cool. This is actually metal, and it actually still has the, I don't know. So it kind of blows my mind to think that somebody maybe would have like lit this. It is black, so it does look like somebody maybe did actually light it at one point because it seems very dangerous, but they're really cool. So I just use them as decor. Obviously, I'm not trying to burn my house down, but they're really cute. Gotta love the vintage graphics on those too. I found those at a thrift store, so that was a cool find. Then I have a couple candy pumpkins. So, you know, you find them all the time, but they're kind of hard to store. So I just keep the ones that I think are really cool. So I found this guy. I thought he was really different and his face is super weird. So I liked him. And then my favorite one is this little black cat. So this I found at an estate sale. They actually had this in the trash pile and they were going to throw it away. And I was like, no, I really want that. And they were like, but why? And I was like, because it's cute. So yeah, I really like him and him. And again, they're not super old, but they're just cute. And they are vintage, just not like, you know, crazy old vintage. The last blow mold that I have is this little guy. His plug is sitting around here somewhere, but he's cute. He's like a little witch, and he has a hole in the back where you would just put the little light bulb. I would love to find like more owl blow molds. That would be really cool. I love owls, so that would be awesome. Okie dokie. So that's it for like the big stuff. I have these. So I feel like it's probably psychosomatic, but you guys tell me what you think. So I feel like a lot of the time, if you're specifically looking for something, you can't find it. But if you're not looking for it at all, it just sort of seems to find you. I don't know. My point is, I used to see Halloween and like other holiday candles like this all the time. And I was like, I don't really want like used old candles. It's kind of weird. And I used to see them constantly. And then I had the idea that it would be really cool because I have a lot of brass candlesticks to just do like a whole bunch of like funny Halloween candlesticks. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna look. So literally in probably the past 2 years, the only ones I have picked up are these ghosties. So I don't know. I guess that's not really gonna be something I can do. But I do love that they're still in their box. Like, how cool is their box? I really, really like that. So I don't think I've ever displayed these because I wanted to do like a whole bunch, not just two. So in their little box they remain, but I still keep them because they're really neat. Okie dokie. This is one of my favorite finds. I have little battery tea lights in it right now, but it's a little noisemaker, so it would have had like a whistle on his little nose. And it's just so cool. Look at the back. I love the old graphics. I love that it's metal. I love the little owl and the witch and the cool pumpkin face. And it says trick or treat. This I got at an indoor yard sale where a whole bunch of people just paid for like a table at this like convention center basically. So he wasn't dirt cheap, but he wasn't Etsy prices. So I think I paid like, I want to say like 15 bucks for him or 20. And totally worth it because I love him. He's so cool. Then I also have one little candy container. So these are really, really hard to find for me. I don't know what it is. I just can't seem to find any vintage Halloween anywhere. I go to estate sales all the time, but I've only found vintage Halloween at like one estate sale, and it wasn't like a whole bunch of cool old stuff. So I did buy this guy at an antique store, so I definitely paid up for him, but I just really wanted it. And I also kind of like supporting the antique store that's right next to my house because I don't want them to leave. I like that they're there. So I picked him up a couple years ago, and you know, he's really cute. Definitely something fun to display. Okay. Then I have one October angel. My birthday's actually in October. I'm a Libra. So I thought it was cool to get like a little October angel. I do actually though like to collect these for different holidays and put them out. Like I think I have one for St. Patrick's Day, and I think I have I have a couple for Valentine's Day, and I might have Thanksgiving. I can't remember. But anyway, she's really sweet. I loved her little face. She's holding a little jack-o'-lantern, and she's in perfect condition. Sometimes it's hard to find. Sometimes their wings get broken off. I don't know. But anyway, I thought she was really cute. I got her at an estate sale, and I was really, really happy to have her. So that was a good find. The lady at the estate sale, the older lady, had actually collected every month for the entire year, but they wanted like $10 each. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to buy every single one, but I picked up, I think 2 or 3 because they were really cute. I randomly found a couple of these little like picks, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with them, but I just look at this witch, like she's hilarious. So I just have her because I love her. If you have any ideas about like how to display that, I really don't know how to display it because it's so small. It kind of gets lost wherever I put it, but I don't know. I've seen people put them in plants, but again, like my plants just, I don't know, my plants will eat them. They'll be gone. The next thing is, so this does have the plug attached, but it's this vintage ceramic jack-o'-lantern, and he has, his top comes off like I was just showing you, and he actually has his little bulb is drilled into the inside of him, and then he has a plug. So he's in really, really good shape. He has like one little chip on the top, but otherwise he's awesome. This is like a defect in the glaze, but not actually a chip. But I don't know, I just really love him. I paid $1 for him, $1.09 to be exact. So I don't know, I just thought he was really cute. And he looks really neat when he's plugged in and he's glowing. So that's also very fun. You can usually tell the age of something based on the plug too. So like when I look at this, I'm like, yep, that's not modern at all. Okay. Oh, so I have kind of slowly but surely collected these awesome jars. They're not super expensive. I want to say that maybe it's worth like $15 or $20 online. I would think it would go for more because it's so cool, but it's probably not that rare because all of the ones I've picked up I have thrifted, so probably not that rare. But anyway, I love it. It's super thick glass. It has this awesome old orange cap, and then it has all the little trick-or-treaters and the little cat and the ghosty and the witch, and just, I love it so much. And it's Carlton glass, and it's made in the US. So I have this, and then I have this little like candy holder version of it. So this one's really cute too, just for like loose candy. It would also be fun to find a bunch of these and use them as cups, although it's humongous, so it would be like a chalice, but really, really cute. And then my most recent find is the big one, which I was really excited to find. I put a bunch of little pumpkins in it, but it has like the big giant pumpkin and still all the same friends kind of wrapping around, and a big moon up here, which is neat. So very excited to find this guy. Thought it was really, really cute. So I'm happy to have those. I do have a little, these aren't super old, but little salt and pepper pumpkins. They're kind of cute. I stick those around as I see fit. These are not old, but I just recently got them at the bins at the Goodwill outlet. So it's just a bunch of glass candy corn. I'm gonna guess they're probably from Pier 1 because Pier 1 used to do a bunch of glass like little animals and stuff. So I found a whole bunch of it. So I thought it would be cool as a display. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it, but they're kind of cool. So I picked it up just because, you know, like the Goodwill bins, it's like free almost, so might as well pick it up if you find it. Okay, so I do have a few things that I have thrifted throughout the years that I am actually selling. So the first is this really cool Garfield trick-or-treat bag. So I just love it. It's super 90s. And it's a really nice big size. So like if you were a punk kid, you could totally carry this year round, like to school and everything. It's just really cute. So I love this. It's kind of like a weird rubbery material, and it does have Velcro to keep it closed, which is nice. So I have that listed in my Etsy. And then I also thrifted these. They are like those old decorations, and I love that they are from Kmart, and like look at the old Kmart label. I don't know why, but whenever I find old labels like that, it just is cool to me. So I thrifted those. I also thrifted this cool old witch. So she is for sale on Etsy. I'll probably put her out though, until someone buys her. Or if someone buys her, I guess. Then I found these honeycomb pumpkins. So these are really cool. And again, this is vintage. It's late 80s, early 90s. Same with these really cool new old stock skeletons. This is dated, I just saw it when I listed it. Oh, 1989. So that's pretty cool. Definitely vintage. This also has a little mini trick-or-treat bag. So how cute is that? So the listing comes with both of them. Then I have this sweet little witch. Well, I mean, I guess witches can't be sweet, but it's cool because it's lusterware, and I loved the little pumpkins. So she's open in the back. So I don't know what someone would do with her, but she's really cool. So I'm just gonna kind of put her out as like a display until somebody purchases her, or if no one purchases her, then she'll just go back in the Halloween bag. Let's see. Okay. Then I found a whole bunch of these vintage new old stock Halloween like sun catchers. So I sold a couple, or yeah, I sold 2 on eBay. But I still have a bunch left. So I have these guys. I have a bunch of repeats. So I have a lot of those pumpkins, and I have this funny little scarecrow guy, and I also have a cool spider. Yeah, isn't he neat? So these are all old too, probably around the same time as the other things. So I would say late 80s, early 90s. They're actually metal and plastic, which is also like kind of shows you their age instead of being just all plastic. So they're pretty cool. Pretty random, but pretty cool. So all of that is stuff that I do have listed, but like if it doesn't sell, then that's totally fine because it's awesome. What worries me is like the new old stock, because I will never want to take it out of the package. So that's why I was like, oh, I'm going to sell this, because otherwise I'm not even going to be able to use it as decor, because I won't want to take it out of the actual packaging. Same thing goes with these old invitations, these vintage hallmarks. So I have 2 black cats. These are, I would say, maybe, it's hard to exactly date them. I would say probably 90s is my guess, maybe late 80s. And then I have a whole bunch of these cool pumpkins. I have 4 packs of these cool pumpkins. So that's pretty fun. Those are also available online. And then finally, these vintage cocktail napkins are so cute. It's like the little cat coming out of a pumpkin. He's awesome, awesome, awesome. And then obviously new in the package, because you wouldn't want napkins that were not new in the package. That would be weird. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my stuff that I have listed right now, but I also have a lot of paper ephemera. So I find with Halloween, it's difficult to find decorations that really aren't paper ephemera, but that's okay because I love paper. My only concern with the paper is like the longevity of it. Like I worry that it's gonna disintegrate, and it already is really fragile, a lot of the like really old stuff. So, you know, I worry about that, but otherwise the graphics are phenomenal, so totally worth it. So I'll just kind of quickly show you some of that. Oh, I forgot. I also have these little trick or treat guys. The only problem is this thrift store is so lame, and they wrote the price. Like this says 1987, and then they wrote the price on the box. Like, ma'am, nobody wants these for the actual cookie cutters. We want them for the cool box. So lame. So I don't think I could sell these. Oh no, they say 1984 actually. I don't think this is something I could sell. It also has like tape all over it, where they decided they were going to tape the box closed for some odd reason. But I do just kind of keep it for myself because I love the graphics. I also thrifted this ribbon, and that it's new. It still has the little sticker on it, and it's from Leeward's, which I don't think we've ever had a Leeward's anywhere near me. I don't even know if Leeward's is still a thing, but I like this because I just use it as like a little display where I put something on top of it. So it's just really cute. It's little spooky owls, so you guys know I love owls. Okay, sorry, I digress like hardcore. Okay, all the paper and stuff like that. The first is these owls. So I have them all wrapped up, so I won't try to show you, but it's kind of like a daisy chain of owls where they are attached by their wings here. They're super fragile, but we display them every year, and it's kind of like this really cool paper chain. And they're very delicate, but they're really pretty, and they're little owls, and I love owls. Earlier this year, I actually ordered this little guy, this little owl on eBay, and then when he came, he was smaller than I thought, but that's my fault because I clearly didn't read the listing appropriately. But anyway, I still love him with all my heart, but he was little, so I was like, oh, I'll frame him. So sorry for the reflection and the glare, you can see all the nonsense, but I thrifted this old frame and I just put a piece of black paper behind him, and I just thought he looked really cute. So I have him. He's from earlier this year, so I'm very excited about him. Then I have some of these old party favors. So this is really cool. They don't make stuff like this anymore. We know that, but it's just so amazing. And I know that Michael's and a lot of places do the reproductions, even Beastle. I know that, I don't know if I pronounced that right, so if I didn't, I'm sorry, but I know that they even remade some of their old die cuts and stuff from back in the day, but it's just not as good if it's not old. That's just me. So I will not buy reproductions on purpose. I mean, maybe by accident, but I will never purposely buy reproductions at like Michael's. I don't have anything against it because the old ones are hard to find and they're expensive. But just for me, because I am a collector, I only want to collect vintage. I don't want to have like a collection that's partially old and then partially not old, if that makes sense. So this little guy is super cool. It says, lift me off the pumpkin shell and your fortune I will tell. So literally the little owl, you can pull him up, and then he says, in flowery lanes your fate you'll meet, I will prove to be a mating sweet. So who even knows what that means? I guess I could sit and try to dissect it, but I'm not going to do that. But it's double-sided and it opens and it's just so neat. So this also is very delicate, but I love it with all my heart. So I have this out every year. And then to go along with it, I also have this. So this says, you are bid by elf and sprite to celebrate All Hallows Night. Will you come and learn your fate? Here's the hour, don't be late. So this is amazing, first of all. Second of all, it's an old invitation. It's actually not written on. So I bought this online, I think from like an Instagram seller, and she had the whole set and she was just piecing it out and selling it piece by piece. So I couldn't afford to get a whole bunch of it, but I just picked out some of the ones that were my favorites. So I got those two, and they are beyond special to me. I really, really love them. So that's cool. I also have a few vintage Halloween postcards that I have collected throughout, the years. The first one, and these are all actually old, from the turn of the century. So the first one is this little cat and an owl, and I just love the graphics on these. This one's so sweet. It says, a happy Halloween, beware, take care, for ghosts are seen on Halloween. So that's awesome. Then I have this one. I just liked this weird giant owl, and it says, owled friends are dearest, so kind of play on words there. Just sweet, kind of weird. There's something like off-putting about vintage Halloween, and I think that's why I like it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's why I like it. I have a I have a vulture from Target named Scraps, and he's like just this big vulture, and I have him on my desk at work, and he's really off-putting to everyone that comes in, and they're just like, what is that? I'm like, it's a vulture. They're like, why? So I don't know. Apparently it's my thing, but he only comes out at Halloween. I'm not that weird where I just 24/7 have a vulture on my desk, but he's pretty awesome. I like taxidermy, so to have a fake vulture is not really that big a thing to me. All right, then I have this one. It says, I'm brewing now for you a charm. It will bring good luck and keep you from harm. So it's this really terrible witch with like huge hands and a huge nose. But again, I loved the owl and the pumpkin and the cat, and she's brewing. What's pretty funny about all of this is almost all of the messages are like either positive or to beware, because watch out. So it's not really like negative, you know, it's not like they're gonna like put a spell on you, but I think it's just the graphics are just kind of like scary because they're old. This one's probably my favorite. I wish that they had made stuff like this larger. Well, of the ones I've showed you so far, not my favorites, because I have a little couple that I'm going to show you next. But this one's like amazing. Like I literally, if I could view myself as anyone, this would be me. I love her witchy little dress with the moon and the bats. And she's got an owl and she's got cards and she's just really cool. And then at the bottom, there's these really awesome cats and this really spooky looking jack-o'-lantern, and it's just really cool. Some of them are written on, this one is not, but it is fun when they're written on. Like this one's written on and it still has the original stamp, and sometimes it's really fun to read the messages. This one literally has no message, so that's kind of funny. This one literally just says who it's from. But I guess the card speaks for itself, but it still kind of makes me laugh. Okay, so then the last two are my two, like, I guess my like spendy ones that I have started a collection for. Okay. So these are German. Sorry for the glare because I do have them in a case. So these are antique German cards, and they're part of a set. So there is a set of 6 of them, and they are highly collectible. So they do come up on eBay. I've never seen anyone selling the whole set, but I do see people selling like 1 or 2. So this one I actually ordered for myself on eBay last year. So what they have in common is they all have something like a graphic in the middle, and then they all have a frame around the outside, which is really neat. So this one is little owls, and I love snowy owls, so I had to get it. I also really liked the blue, which is kind of like a weird choice for Halloween. But my goal is to collect all 6 of them. So currently I only have 2. I'm thinking if I do buy myself like a Halloween, I haven't really bought anything for Halloween this season yet. So if I do buy myself something, it will be another one of these to go in the collection. So I'm hoping to eventually collect all 6 and then just frame them together and then love them until I die. But they're just really special. So I have this one. And then the one that really started my whole collection is this one. So I found this at like an antique fair at Renninger's, actually in Mount Dora, Florida. It's a really cool antique extravaganza. They have like 500 vendors that come a few times a year, and it's the bomb. Like, I'm obsessed with it. So I found this, and I hadn't heard of like this whole set and how special they were, so I was really bummed because it was kind of expensive, but I actually ended up splurging and getting it, and it's so amazing. Like, look at the spooky bats that are all the way around it. Like, it is just so cool. So this one says, "May ye have a luck this Halloween." So really awesome. So these are the 2 that I have so far. They look really cool together, as you can see. So hopefully I'll be able to get a 3rd one this year and just kind of build my collection slowly but surely, try to collect all 6 of them. That would be awesome. All right, so that's it for my like smaller paper goods, but I do have a few. I also have quite a few of these little candy bags, so I just pick them up whenever I see them. So most of these are 90s. This one's a little older, maybe 70s, but I just kind of pick them up whenever I see them, and I use them for display. I put them on little flower frogs, and I just kind of have them sticking all over the place. So I have those. I have quite a few more, but a lot of them are repeats, but whenever I find them, I just grab them. So not sure what I'm gonna do with all of them, but they're cool. I also thrifted spooky rhymes, which I don't know, it brought me joy. Like, look at this cat. Whoever drew that, I just obsessed. Well, I know who drew it now. It's by Ib Olsen. So Ib is amazing. Okay. All right, now on to the bigger stuff, the bigger die cuts, I guess I could say. All right, so before I actually do that, I have a few of these. Oh gosh, they're so tangled. Hold please. I have a few of these like popcorn decorations. I actually thrifted these before I knew what they were. I just was like, that's weird. I feel like I need that. And then I looked them up and I was like, oh, this is like a thing that people actually really like these, and they're old. So I only paid, I think, $1.50 for each of them, which is really cool. They're very fragile though, surprisingly, even though they're made out of plastic, because they're like this melted plastic. So like this little guy, we usually have to like repair his ear every year. Yep. What is nice though is because it's melted plastic, you can literally like melt it back and fix it. But I loved the owl. He's so cute. Look at his little feet, right? He's awesome. Have to fix his little ear though. And then the last one is this awesome pumpkin. So I love owls, but I think I like the pumpkin better than the owl. I don't know though. It's hard to tell. He's really cute. So those three I just have, I just kind of hang up around. If I ever get around to actually decorating, I would love to just do a really short video and show you our decorations, but at this rate, I don't know when that's gonna be. Okay, so a lot of the time I find all of these die cuts, for the most part, with the exception of just a couple that I thrifted, I bought off of like Instagram sellers or eBay. So I do like to buy off Instagram, like when I find cool stuff, because I like to support other vintage sellers that are, you know, you feel like you know them because you're on Instagram. Obviously you don't, but you know, you get the gist. So I have this little owl. He is old. You can kind of see how he's embossed, and he has his little marking, his little, he's lures, and he's made in the US. So I have him. And then I have this witch's house also. So they're not in perfect shape. They've obviously been used. They're clearly old, but sometimes these signs of wear are indicative of the age. So if you're not sure if something's old, you can definitely tell when it has kind of some of these signs of age. But I know that they make a lot of reproductions of this, but when you really look at them up close, you can just tell that they're old. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just something about the texture and the way that they applied the color is just very different from the way modern die cuts are put together. Then I have this little guy. He's really cute. I love his little face. He's like so cute. And this little owlie. Very cool. Funky little guy. Then I have a skeleton. So this is about the same size as the other skeletons that I have for sale, but my other skeletons are new in their package, so I just hate to take them out. So this guy obviously has been loved and enjoyed. He's got some tape on his little face, but he's really cool. It's very long. So I hang him up. We enjoy him every year. It's kind of fragile. Gotta watch out. This guy I thrifted, I know. They had a whole bunch of die cuts in a package, and I got a bunch of Halloween ones, but they're not all really that great. This is the best one though. Oh my gosh, you guys, he's so awesome. So really, really, really excited to have found this little dude. I am so excited. And this guy also is Lurs. I don't know. HUHRS. Then also this cat. Isn't he so cool? Love him. I bought him off eBay. He's definitely fragile right here, but he's super cute. I love the moon and the little kitty. Really rad. This guy was in my package of thrift finds, so that was a really good find too. It's the bigger version of the little baby one that I got off Instagram, so happy to have him. All right. So I'll just show you all the ones that were in that package that I thrifted kind of all at the same time so you can see them all together. So this witch is really awesome. She's just kind of in bad shape, but she's super cool. So I do really, really like her, and I was excited to have thrifted her. And look at her little owl friend. He's so cool. This one is laminated, which stinks, and it's also not that old, so it's like not that big a deal, but it's a little scarecrow guy. So this one I don't usually display because it's, you know, not super old. The original price tag is still on it, which is kind of cool. So when they laminated it, this got stuck on it. So it was 39 cents. So, I mean, it's still pretty old. The really old ones are marked 20 cents. So you can kind of figure how old they are based on the prices that are on them. This guy also laminated, unfortunately. These were probably in a classroom. These probably belong to a teacher if I have to guess. But I also don't really put him out, but he's cool. And then finally this cat, and he's really neat too. He's just also in kind of rough shape. So I love him. I just don't really use him that much. So I should probably list some of these, but you know, I didn't. Okay, then I have this guy. He's probably one of my prized possessions. He is in rough shape. His little ear is very precarious, which is upsetting, but that's okay. He's just really cool. I just can't even put into words. I would literally have this guy out 24/7. That's how much I love him. He's just amazing. So, I think he's also Lures. Yeah, so apparently, like I do have a few Beastle, but apparently the Lures ones are like my favorite. So I think those are the German ones. I don't know if they're both German or not, but I know that the Lures ones, are definitely German. So I don't know what it is. I'm German, not like first generation German or anything. I don't speak German, but my grandparents on my mom's side did. And I don't know. Germans make spooky stuff and it's awesome. I'm really here for it. This guy I also ordered off eBay. He is very old. He might be the oldest one that I have. He is pretty crunchy. His little tail I worry about, but he's doing okay. But he is super special to me. I just adore him. He's just weird, right? Like spooky and weird, but also awesome. So, and then last year I definitely splurged, can't lie. It was like my birthday present to myself is what I told myself, but it was a splurge. But they're amazing. Okay, so again with Allures, that's like my favorite thing. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong every time and making everyone cringe, and I'm sorry. But I got the cat band. So again, they are very old. These have been reproduced, obviously. These particular ones are vintage, but this graphic has been reproduced because it is highly desirable. And a lot of the time people are selling just one or two, but I found a really good deal, I mean, comparatively, on a set of all four. So I bought the whole set, and they are like, oh my gosh, you guys. Like, these are also something that I would frame and just have up all year because they're that good. Look at his pants, he's so cool. So obviously, like, they have wear to their little ears, but they're in really good shape. They don't have like any intense creases where I'm afraid that the cardboard is gonna just rip. So they're actually in pretty good condition, and they're just really special to me. So obviously you're gonna pay up a little bit when you get the whole set, but I actually think that because I bought all four together, it was cheaper than if I had bought each one individually, and also it would take me a long time to find all four individually. So I was really, really excited to find the cat band. I only got to put them up at the tail end of October last year, so I am excited to get to enjoy them this year, although it's the tail end of October this year too, so I fail. That's pretty much it, guys. The other thing I like to do is just put up a whole bunch of ceramic owls. So I kind of have just a whole bunch of ceramic owls that I have collected. I have definitely found a lot more. I've definitely found a lot more out thrifting, but I feel like I'm kind of good on it. I don't know. But I have this guy, is pretty cute. And then this guy is probably my favorite because it's Global. So these guys are super cute. Then I have these two. And then I have these two. So I just put them all together on display. So, all right, guys, so that was it. That is my Halloween collection. It is growing every year, which is awesome and scary, but awesome. And I hope that you have a wonderful Halloween and a fun spooky season. And if you're not into spooky stuff, then I hope that you also get to do some fun fall stuff. Oh, and I got this little guy too. I forgot to mention. I got him when we were just on vacation, so he's really cute. It's like the only thing I've actually had out, but I love him. He's cool. All right, thanks guys. Bye.